Today, we're diving into the bees. Not just the pollination heroes saving the plant world, but creatures with brains that solve puzzles, dances that work like GPS, and a mystical legacy that turns them into divine messengers, and even weapons in ancient battles. If you think you know everything about them, get ready to go deeper. Let's start with the science. Bees, mainly from the Apidae family, like the western honeybee, Apis mellifera, are eusocial insects living in highly organized colonies of up to 60,000 individuals. Their ecological role is massive. They pollinate 80% of the world's flowering plants, accounting for a third of global food production. Physically, they've got a chitinous exoskeleton, a nervous system with just 1 million neurons fewer than a mosquito. But in sense of smell, 50 times sharper than a dog's thanks to 170 odorant receptors. Worker bees collect nectar and pollen, turning it into honey with enzymes like invertase. And they secrete wax from abdominal glands to build those hexagonal combs, whose shape maximizes space and structural strength. And that's just the basics. But now, let's get to what'll really blow your mind. Curiosities most people have no clue about. They recognize human faces. Studies show bees can memorize and distinguish human faces with 80% accuracy. Using their compound vision from 5 eyes to big ones and 3 small ones on the forehead. Picture this. They could remember you if you bugged them twice. They dance to talk. It's no myth. Workers do the waggle dance to tell the hive the direction and distance to nectar-rich flowers. The angle of the dance relative to the sun acts like GPS, and the duration measures kilometers. It's like a moving map you could recreate with graphics. Tiny brains, but democratic. With a brain under 2 millimeters cubed, they solve complex problems like optimizing routes, the traveling salesman problem in math. Plus, they use a voting system to pick a queen. Workers nominate candidates and dance in support. The one with the most backing wins. A winged democracy. They never sleep, but party in the hive. Workers go 24/7, but they take breaks at night and be yoga poses hunched or upside down. Bonus fact. Drones males do uncollect pollen because their round bodies lack pollen baskets on their legs. They only exist to mate and get kicked out in winter. They fly at 24 kilometers per hour and travel 15 kilometers. A single bee hits 50 to 100 flowers per trip. But a hive needs 2 million flowers to make 500 grams of honey. Their wings, 4 of them, hooking together in flight beat 230 times per second, creating a buzz that carries 100 meters. Eternal honey and medicinal venom. Honey never spoils thanks to its acidity and natural peroxide. There are 3,000-year-old jars you could still eat from. Their venom apitoxin is used in therapies for arthritis. And bees heat the hive by vibrating their wings at 300 Hz to keep it at 35 degrees Celsius. These facts are gold for a dynamic segment. Throw in slow-motion dances or eye close-ups for killer visuals. Everyone knows they're important, but did they know bees vote or read faces? That's pure wow material. But hold up, this doesn't end with science or curiosities. Bees were way more than bugs to ancient cultures. They were gateways to the afterlife, symbols of power, and even war weapons. Get ready for the occult twist. We'll wrap up with some enigma. Let's connect to ancient cultures where bees transcended the physical, symbolizing the soul, fertility, and the underworld. Lean into the esoteric for that cliffhanger vibe. Egypt. Tears of Ra and swarm bombs. Bees were born from the sun god Ra's tears falling into the desert sand. A solar myth that made them sacred as a royal symbol. The Egyptian king was he who makes the bees productive. In the occult, they represented the wandering soul and resurrection used in mummifications with wax. On that memory of yours, while legendary, there are accounts of Egyptians and Greeks, Romans, catapulting hives or clay pots full of live bees at enemies, unleashing furious swarms as a divine weapon to sow chaos. It's not 100% proven in pharaonic battles, but it fits ancient entomological warfare tactics like hurling nests into caves to flush out foes. Imagine a pharaoh summoning avenging tears. Greece and Rome, oracles and winged goddesses. Bees were Melisi priestesses of Demeter and Artemis, prophetesses who buzzed divine secrets. The oracle of Delphi was the Delphic bee, and the Thria, a trio of benymphs, taught Apollo divination. In Cretan myths, Potnia, the pure bee mother, ruled fertility and the beyond. Her golden wings on Rhodian plaques evoke Minoan shamanism. Occultly, they bridge the upper world and underworld. Aristeus resurrected bees from rotting corpses, a symbol of reincarnation. Indian Hittites, warriors against demons. The goddess Brahmari burst from nothingness with black swarms to sting the demon. Runasora and restore cosmic order, a parallel to your battle idea. In Hittite lore, a bee sent by the goddess Konakana stung the god Telepinu to calm his rage and revive fertility. A shamanic ritual of the divine sting. Other mystical shadows in Celtic and Slavic folklore, bees were spirit messengers. Killing one brought curses. The Maya linked them to Amu-Zinkab, the underworld bee god, and in African sand tales. A bee carries the first human from the beyond. They symbolize the mother goddess, fertile queen, collective souls as workers, sacrificed drones. This builds a mystical arc, from divine tears to warrior swarms, ending with bees don't just pollinate, they guard ancestral secrets. And there you have it. Bees aren't just pollinators, they're flying geniuses, winged voters, and keepers of myths that might have turned ancient battles. What surprised you most? Their GPS dance, face memory, or those Egyptian bombs? Drop it in the comments and share if you want more animal mysteries. If this journey beyond pollination has you buzzing with excitement, smash that like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss more scientific curiosities, hidden mysteries, and ancestral legends about everyday animals. Hit the bell to get notified for every new video. Thanks for watching. See you in the next Enigma.